Hey, good morning, tribe. Happy Fitness Friday. I'm so excited to be here today. I have been waiting for the last couple days to come and talk to you guys about this because this topic is so important. And gosh, I just love it. I love talking about it. I love sharing, and I hope that you're finding value. We're gonna see how I do this morning. I've got a lot of content to share with you guys. We're gonna see if I can do it without notes. Let's see what I can come up with here. So I'm hoping that this content that I'm providing to you is valuable, because it truly is my goal to generously give to you and make sure that this is adding value to your life. So please let me know if it is. And let me know if there's more you want from me, what more you want to hear from me, more you need. But my goal truly is to just add value. So good morning, honey. Hi, Jason. My husband's watching. Hi. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to let some people come on. And if you're here, just let me know you're here. Sometimes it's easier for me to know that we're having a conversation and dialect and back and forth, and that it's landing with you. So when I'm talking this morning about, managing your mind around healthy habits, just let me know it's landing for you. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart, give me something, let me know, okay? All right, so let's get started. So this was a topic that you all wanted to hear about. You voted on it in the group. And so I really spent some time trying to think about the ways, thank you, Jason, thinking about the ways that I can best, communicate this with you, okay? So let's talk about habits. So this time of year, this is a huge topic. This is something everybody wants to talk about. It's something everybody wants to know about how to do. It's a hot topic. So I'm gonna break it down a little bit. But first I wanna say one thing. Let's talk about embodiment. So it's kind of crazy to say that word, right? Embodiment. So what I want you to think about right now are the habits that you have. Are they embodying the characteristics of the person that you want to be? It's a big question. But think about that. So, are the habits that you do daily on a daily basis embodying the person that you truly want to be? And if they're not, there needs to be a shift, right? Morning, Corey. So, if that lands with you and you understand what I'm saying, let me know. But I guarantee you there's some habits right now in your life that are not embodying the characteristics or the identity of the person that you really want to be, or that you could be, right? So for example, and for those of you that did this morning, I'm gonna try to move this. The sun's really bright. It's finally sunny in Sun Valley. I'm gonna try to turn this around so you can see me better. But okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Gosh, that glare is terrible, darn it. Okay, there we go. So back on track, focus. So let's talk about this for a minute. So a lot of you might have done something this morning that didn't embody the characteristics of the person that you want to be. And I think a lot of you might have hit the snooze button. So if you've hit the snooze button, I'm not judging, but let's just think about that habit, that daily habit of hitting the snooze button. So when I think about the snooze button, I think about somebody that's not excited to get out of bed. I think about hi Megan, good morning. I think about if you are the person that hits the snooze button, you're not ready to hit the ground running. You might even be a procrastinator. You might even be slow to start things, right? So maybe that habit is not in alignment with the person or the characteristics of the person that you want to embody, right? So I want to be a person known as high energy and ready to hit the ground running and a hustler and a change maker and a passion seeker. So I'm not going to hit the snooze button because that habit is not aligned with who I want to be. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go through these. So first of all, the first step is to create that embodiment. So identify the habits in your life that are not embodying the characteristics of who the person is that you want to be. All right, that's number one. The second thing that we do to make an impactful change and change our habits is not always motivation, right? Thanks, Meg. It's not always motivation because motivation is momentary. Right? It's a moment in time. The motivation can get you to start to take action or think about it, but it can't take you the long haul. So the whole purpose is to teach you to make small changes so that you can make long-term changes for life, because all of the small little things add up to something big, right? I mean, we all know that, but it's implementing them, it's difficult. So I'm going to give you some tools. So a really good way for you to implement this stuff is to start with the number one thing of make it easy. right? Create less resistance around the healthy, good habits or the habits of people that you want, that the characteristics of the people that you want to be, the characteristics of the person you want to embody. Hi, Marie. Hi. So does that make sense? So ease, let's give an example of that. So for me, I have a hard time drinking water. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not my favorite thing. I would much rather just drink coffee all morning, or these, do you see sitting right next to me? That's my it's my go-to. It's hard for me to just drink plain water unless I'm working out. So I had to make it easier on myself. So it took 10% more effort for me to put a glass of water next to my bed at night so that first thing in the morning I drink it. 10% effort in order to make that change. It's a small change, but it's a change. It's a change in a different direction. So I created ease, less resistance to the water by putting it next to my bed. It makes it a lot easier for me to just drink it first thing in the morning. It becomes a habit now. Now it's a habit. Gosh, that glare is bad. Sorry, guys. So now it's a habit, right? So that's ease. So create ease with the habits that you want to adapt. So if you have less resistance to it, if there's less friction in getting that good habit, then you're going to be more likely to take on the habit on a daily basis to create a long-term result. Make sense? Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is environment. So this is a big one. So hi, Sally. Good morning. Here's another thing I want to talk to you guys about is environment. Environment is huge, you guys. It's really hard to make positive changes in a negative environment. Hi, April. Good morning, Sarah. So if you're thinking about, trying to make a good shift in your life and you have these environmental things that are preventing you, change them. So, I know a lot of people come to me and they're like, gosh, I just can't avoid the break room at work. I just hi, Trantimus. I just can't avoid the break room at work. It has cookies and it's got bagels, but that's where I go and that's where I, have lunch or whatever it is at work. So that's like a problem for a lot of people. But hey, listen, you guys, change the environment, right? Change the environment. What I mean by that is, okay, so you want to go to the break room. Instead of going to the break room, bring a little cooler. Put it under your desk. Put these in there. Good morning, Olivia. Hola. Put healthy snacks in there, right? Put shoes underneath your desk because guess what? If you want to embody somebody, gosh darn it, this is driving me bonkers. I am so sorry about that glare. Can you guys see me? Is that all right? Is that better? Yikes, the sun is bright. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to get out of the way. Ah! Okay, so I'll change it next time. I'm really sorry about this. This is not good. I might have to switch this completely around. Just give me 1 second. Hold on. Bear with me. Hey, that's better. Okay, cool. I'm back. All right, so back to it. So thinking about, if somebody that you want to embody a healthy, fit person, you're not going to go to the break room where you're surrounded by bagels. You're just not going to do that. A healthy, fit person's going to have their cooler with them with their healthy snacks and their water. They might even have their tennis shoes sitting underneath their desk. So instead of going to the break room on their lunch hour or their break, they can take a walk around the block. You're embodying the characteristics of the person that you want to be. It's perfect, right? Okay, good. You can see me. Thanks, honey. All right, so does that make sense to you guys? So number one is make it easy, right? Figure out the embodiment, who you want to embody, the characteristics of the person you want to embody. Make it easy, create less resistance to it, and then change the environment, okay? So create an environment that helps you get the positive in and the negative out. Make the negative invisible. Don't buy the bagels. Don't buy them. It's a lot easier for you to eat the bagels if they're in the house than it is for you to actually leave your house, put your shoes on, put your coat on, drive your car, go to the store, buy your bagel, come back home. That doesn't make any sense. So the thing is that if you want to make changes, remove the environment that's causing you to go back to those embodiment characteristics that you don't want. Okay? So if you're trying to align yourself and you're trying to create energy and alignment with someone that's fit and healthy and that's who you want to be, do not buy cookies. Just don't do it. Okay, so that's environment. Next thing is, it's really interesting to me how people don't do this. Like I preach this all the time, you guys, and I'm going to preach it again. It's about staying in the step you're in, but the way I say that differently today in relationship to habits is scale down so you can show up. It's not about this huge master goal. Like, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. I'm promising you every time. If someone comes to me and they've never ran before and they come to me and they say, I want to run a marathon this year, I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you 99.9% of people that have never run, that come to me and they want to set a goal to run a marathon, and are never going to run a marathon. They're going to get so discouraged, they're going to stop 2 weeks in. Does that make sense to you? Is that landing with you? Are you hearing that? Do not do that to yourself. Scale it down. The habit is about creating something where you can show up. You've got to learn to show up. So the way that you learn to show up is to scale down. Okay, so this is something that might sound completely counterintuitive to everything that you might think is what you want to do if you're a healthy, fit person. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If you want to take on a habit of a healthy, fit person, and you've never taken those steps before, say this is the first year you're really going to start moving. This is the first year you're going to exercise. This is what I would recommend you do. Drive to the gym. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Leave the gym. Do that every day. I'm not kidding. So let me tell you what that creates. When you, in your mind, subconsciously you're thinking, anybody can do 10 minutes. It doesn't matter what you do at the gym. Don't get caught up in that. Show up. Create the habit. And the end result will change in time. So my goal for you would just be, I'm going to show up for 10 minutes at the gym, and then I'm going to go home. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to show up at the gym the next week for 12 minutes, and then I'm going to go home and do nothing else more. Hi, Heidi. Good morning. Hi, Mary Beth. So does that make sense? It's about creating the habit. Don't get so caught up in this big, ostentatious, crazy goal. Stay in the step you're in and allow yourself to show up. Allow yourself to get some reward from that. And that goes to my next thing. You have to give yourself a reward. It's proven. It's subconscious fact. You have to give yourself a reward. I know this sounds nuts. I know you, honey, that's such a good point. 5 sets of 5. Oh my gosh. Okay, quick digression. This totally makes sense. Jason, thank you. This is a great example. Okay, so my husband, when I met him, did not work out. He ran Table Rock, maybe just slow jogged it once in a while. I mean, he never worked out, never. And so over time, after we started our relationship, I said to him, honey, all you have to do is just go in and do 5 sets of 5 squats. That's all you have to do, once a week. Yeah. Guess what happened? All of a sudden, he's deadlifting 500 pounds. But it didn't start there, you guys. It started where I just told him, all you have to do is once a week, go do 5 sets of 5 squats. That's all I said. That's it. And then the next week I was like, honey, go do 3 sets of 5 reps twice a week. And then that happened. Oh my gosh. Small changes. He showed up. He kept showing up. And it became a habit. And his habit grew. And all of a sudden, his fitness grew. His strength grew. His confidence and his ability grew to create that habit for long-term change. Are you guys getting this? Is this landing with you? I hope it is. Honey, thank you for that. It was a great example. So does that make sense? Stay in the step you're in. Show up. Create the habit. Don't get caught up in what you're doing. Just start. And keep doing it. Okay, then there's reward. Oh my gosh, it's so important. So back to where I digressed from. Reward is monumental. Like subconsciously in our brains, we need that reward. We need something. Now, I'm not saying to go reward yourself with food, although sometimes it's proven that if you go for a run and then you give yourself a small piece of chocolate, you're more apt to do it the next day. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that there's other rewards that I think are just as important and effective. So we talk a lot about negative self-talk. So believe me, this morning I had to manage my mind even. These jeans that I have on are tighter this morning for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but I had to manage my mind around that. So negative self-talk is something that will inhibit just about everything you do. So if you can switch the way you speak to yourself, after you create something and a habit and you show it for yourself, it will change everything. Here's what you do. You figure out who you want to be, who you want to embody, the characteristics of the person that, the habits they have are who you want to embody. Me, I want to be known, I want to embody the habits of a healthy, fit person. That's what I want, right? So I have to find an affirmation that triggers that. So listen, if you're going to the gym and this is where you want to be right now. So we're going to relate this back to health and fitness since this is what this group is about. So your goal is, I want to embody the characteristics of a healthy, fit person. Awesome. And so you decide to take on my challenge and you go to the gym and you go for 10 minutes and you leave. You get in the car, you look in the rear view mirror at yourself in your eyes and you say, I am strong, I am healthy, I am awesome. Right? That's it. For me, my family's taking on this organizational thing in our house. We want to be like more organized this year and our home organized. So this morning after I made the bed, I swear this happened. I went and looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, I'm clean and organized. Because people that are clean and organized make their bed, right? So I was like, wow, yes, I am. Oh, I'm proud of myself. Awesome. Hi, Heather. Does that make sense? Is that landing with you guys? Do you get that? If it is, let me know. So we've got some tools here, right? So behaviors are basically just like when you create a behavior, when you do a behavior, you're like putting a little token in the box of who you want to embody, the characteristics of who you want to embody. Right, so every time you make a behavior, you're either working your way towards the person who you want to embody, or you're taking and going a different route. So those behaviors can push you in the direction of who you want to be. Small changes, small little behaviors. It's amazing. I just love talking about this stuff. I just love it. Here comes the sun. I'm so excited to see it, but right now, not so much. So if that's making sense for you guys and you're getting it, let me know. If this is helpful for you guys, let me know. But just remember that it usually only takes 10% more effort to change that negative behavior into a positive one. It really only takes 10% more effort. And the motivation is only momentary. It's about the habits, the continual habits, and showing up that will create the long-term change. Okay? Does that make sense to you guys? So let's go through them one more time. Embodiment. You got to embody who you want to be, the identity of the person that, you know, who you want to be. So if you want to be a healthy, fit person, you've got to embody and identify with the behaviors that those kind of people make, right? So they put their shoes out in the morning before they go to bed at night. They put a glass of water next to their bed. They might even put their iPod out because they know that that's going to motivate them to exercise in the morning. Whatever it is, right? Then you want to make sure it's easy. Create less friction and less resistance towards it. So you want something to be easy to change. So if you want to have, say for instance, you want to drink more green tea and less coffee, it only takes 10% more effort to turn off the coffee pot and turn on the teapot. Not that big of a change. You're still doing it. You're just making a shift to it, right? So the next one, right, is environment, changing your environment. So again, we went back and we talked about the example of being at the office and people tell me all the time, I can't avoid the break room. There's candy there all the time. There's chips. There's this. Don't go to the break room. Don't. Put your cooler under your desk. Put your shoes there, your tennis shoes. Go for a walk. Drink my fancy LaCroix. I don't even know how to say it. I think that's how you say it. Do that instead. Takes 10% more effort. Seriously, 10% more effort to open up your cooler, put your drink in, and some healthy nuts and a piece of fruit. 10% more effort, you guys, okay? The next thing is to scale it down so you can show up. Don't create goals that are monumental. If you've never ran, don't create a goal to run a marathon. That's silly. Create a goal to run 10 steps and then go, I'm amazing. I am the super athlete. And then do it again the next day. And then the next week, do 20 steps. That's how you create a habit, okay? Because the resistance is less there. It's because there's not as much pain associated with. When you think about running a marathon, you think that's gonna be painful. When you think about running 10 steps, you're like, yeah, I can do that. Makes sense? Psychologically, that makes sense, right? Our subconscious thinks that way. All right, next thing. So yeah, you've shown up, you've done it. Reward. Reward, it's all about the reward. I'm not saying, you know, to go out reward yourself with ice cream, Jason Williams. I'm saying to reward yourself with an affirmation that embodies the kind of person you want to be, right? So I'm a super athlete. I'm strong. I'm amazing. I'm whatever it is. I don't know, whatever you want to say. I like to say that I'm strong all the time. I say I'm strong and I'm brave all the time. In fact, when I was racing up Heinemann Peak, which is the highest peak here in this area. It's the second highest in Idaho. A couple years ago, I would say to myself every single step, I am strong, I am brave. And I kept telling myself it's just one step. I just have to do one, I'm strong, one, I'm brave, one, I'm strong, one, I'm brave. And I finished, right? It's just staying in the step, managing that, all right? And so you've got to reward yourself and you've got to give yourself an affirmation that aligns with the embodiment of the characteristics of the people or the person you want to be. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, that is my soapbox for today. I hope that was helpful for you. One more thing. I love doing this. So if you want to hear more from me, if you have more topics you want me to talk about, let me know. I love to share and be generous with information that I might have that you might want. I also want to let you know that if you're in the Boise area this weekend, guess what? I'm coming to town. And I am doing a workout at my old stomping grounds, A2O Fitness, at 8 a.m. on Sunday. So come and join me. But you've got to register. So I'll pop the link here. Come work out with me for free. It's fun. It's a great way to understand and learn and relearn how to find the joy in movement. Right? It doesn't have to be daunting. It doesn't have to have, you don't have to have this pain associated with it. It can be fun and beautiful, and you can enjoy it. And that's what it's supposed to be about. So if you want to come have a fun workout and meet me in person, if I haven't met you, or if you want to just meet some of the community, we're going to just be doing a fun 35, 40-minute workout to get your blood pumping, your heart pounding, and you're sweating on Sunday morning, okay? So I will pop the link here. If you guys haven't registered, please do. I'd love to meet you if I haven't, and I would love to work out with you. And again, it's 100% free. Okay, happy weekend. Bye, guys.